town roads, do we collect any fines for that? And who enforces that? I know for the last snowstorm, there was quite a bit of snow getting plowed onto the town roads.
I'm not sure I'm understanding your
I'm
question.
just
You
saying,
mean
people
for
pull it from
residents
their own driveway into the road.
onto the town road?
And it's a safety issue.
Steve Bailey.
Oh, yeah, Stephen, B-A-Y-L-Y. Also, the town's position on blight. Is it, I guess, is it okay how it currently is?
Sure, if you want to.
We have a blight ordinance, is that what you mean? Like we passed one recently?
That's enforced? The only reason I ask
It's
is
an ordinance,
I've
the
lived
town
on
will enforce like.
Hidden Lake for about 5 years, and I believe it's 200 Hidden Lake is an old boarded up house. I went onto the assessor's website to see if some big bank owned it, and actually somebody in Haddam owns it, and it's been sitting there boarded up for about 5 years. There's also a backhoe on a piece of land that's for sale. Same thing, one, it's an eyesore. Two, it could be an environmental issue, what's leaking. Doesn't seem to be that there's much blight enforcement. I know it can be tricky because one person's junk is another person's treasure, but things like a backhoe that's been there for 5 years or a boarded up house that no one's lived in for 5 years, those type of things are black and white grass that's 4 feet tall, those type of things. And those are just two in my neighborhood.
I can't think of it on the top of my head. I don't know if the blight ordinance covers that. I don't know if blight ordinance covers.
So there's an ordinance you can check?
Yes, there's, Steve, if you could send me an email documenting that, I'll forward it to the appropriate person.
I can't think of it was covered. I was trying to remember doing it. It covers.
I remember when I first came to town, there was some discussion about it, and it's a
Yeah.
contentious issue in most
It is.
towns because
Yeah.
I might think something's outrageously blighted, and one person might say that's just how my law lives.
But the piece of equipment might be different than a blight ordinance.
Yes.
It could be a different violation in order to, the right to keep it in a certain zone.
Send me an email,
Send an email, those two
um,
things.
and,
I was just wondering if the town was preparing, I guess, to revisit the ordinance or.
we do, and we just, and tonight we're actually appointing a new building inspector, so. But that's not, there are properties that are a concern.
Okay. This has also come up in the past, either a town seal or a town name on town vehicles. I've seen trucks that look like town vehicles in town, and I don't know if they're a town vehicle or not. I was down Chester, and they had a nice big Chester seal on the side of their plow truck. So I don't know if that can get revisited, either putting Town of Haddam or some kind of a seal on the town trucks and vehicles. Also, is there a plan to replace any street signs throughout town? Is there a fund for that? And I guess also adding some street signs. Where I live near Hidden Lake and Broad Hill, there's no street signs at that intersection.
Public Works takes care of street signs, and if you just notify them, they will immediately put up a street sign.
Okay.
Lots of times they have duplicates, and if they don't, they'll get one ordered.
Okay.
So if you want, you can send an email to the Public Works Director, or if you want to include that in the email you send me, I'd be happy to forward that. That's a common question.
Okay. And then replacing any older signs that kind of make the town look old and run down. Is there a plan? I don't know if there's a fund to do, something
No,
every year.
probably
Okay.
not.
So just bring those to your attention
No.
as I see them.
Paving roads is probably more important than replacing old signs.
I would agree. This has also come up in the past. I noticed you addressed it at the EDC meeting, but the Town of Haddam Facebook page and not deleting comments. Can you explain again why comments are deleted on that Facebook page?
It's just an informational page.
Okay. I know you can email somebody, but then I'm concerned about, is anybody checking that email? What kind of questions are being asked? Because somebody posted something about the library being open when there was a bad snowstorm, and somebody asked if there was showers or facilities, and that comment was deleted and never addressed. So,
Sarcasm won't be addressed. That's the reason why no comments are allowed.
other area towns allow comments. They trust their citizens not to be sarcastic, and then you can have an administrator that would delete the comments if they are.
Unfortunately, the town
sarcastic.
doesn't have a budget to employ somebody to do that. Again, it's just one means of communication that's informational.
I was also looking at the video last, the meeting, I don't know if it was the last meeting or the meeting before, about the LED project for 3,500. So I checked the charter and it said anything over 2,500 needs to be competitively bid out. Is that just an oversight, or? Does any appropriation over $2,500 needs to be competitively, go through the competitive bid process?
I thought we raised that.
Oh, charter.
The town charter?
There is a number.
Yeah.
But I think it's 25,000.
$2,500 sounds very low. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Okay.
if
I
know there is a number, I know there is a limit, I remember that, and I know it was addressed.
Well, you effectively went for
Yeah,
I just
I
don't,
mean,
I don't know what that number is.
I guess my answer wasn't good enough, so.
Well, you called around to get quotes. That's not a competitive bid process. Usually you do a sealed bid. If you post it, people can know that it exists. Calling around for rates isn't a competitive bid.
You don't have,
You're getting quotes. It's part of the competitive process.
bid proposals are.
That's what the charter says.
Right, correct.
So we did what you said,
And our elected officials know what the charter.
Do you have the charter revision, you have the?
I'll bring up the
section?
charter on my phone while you guys are meeting, and I can try to show it to you. I had mentioned putting no smoking signs up at the transfer station. I want to thank Liz for getting those up. I've thought for a while that it's a fire hazard with all the materials, so I want to thank Liz. Also, the new phone system. I called the building department a couple months ago, somebody answered, which I was surprised. I called them about a week ago to schedule an appointment and have the phone free, so I think that was a good implementation of the phone system. Makes the town hall a little more efficient because somebody's not sitting there answering their phone. You can press 1, press 2, and then get a department. Also, the video of the last meeting, you had mentioned cell phone tower projects. Can you name any of the sites that in the company? No, that's all. Okay. And also, I had a building department come and inspect a thing I did at my house. A couple of things that gentleman was great, offered some great advice, but he was in a personal vehicle, which was, I didn't know it was a town vehicle, and he didn't wear anything that showed that he was a town employee. I don't know if they assign badges or anything that they can clip on.
Who is it?
It was the town building official. I know they're in between town building officials. I didn't catch his name. Like I said, he did a great job.
It's our interim
I
building
don't want-
inspector, Vin Garofalo.
Like I said, it was great. He inspected everything, gave me some suggestions. Those are just two things that I think somebody might just get a little worried that. I saw a pickup truck in my driveway. They said, town said it would be about 2:30. He was there on time, so I kind of, you're from the town, yeah, but he didn't have anything visible. Okay, that's all I have. Thanks for your patience.
Anyone else? Okay. Correspondence, Haddam Land Trust. The last Board of Selectmen meeting, Bill Cowan was here and asked that we write a letter to support the land trust purchase. So we did that, and this is just a letter thanking him for our support and writing that letter. So I have that. A report for the municipal agent. Put that away. And, oops. There's not much, it was a cold month, so that's basically what he's saying. Not much is going on. He's still doing their, huh?
People weren't getting-
No, not really. People were, Tai Chi and like that. Epic group was meeting, so it doesn't look like it was a lot of activity going on there. We have a handful of appointments, so let's start with our new building inspector. Gary Vivian was selected by the committee to become our new building inspector. He comes from the town of Enfield as a building inspector there. His start date is February 29th. So I would like to make a motion to appoint him as our town building inspector.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
And the committee was unanimous on that?
The committee was 100% unanimous, yes. All in
Thank
favor?
them, well, thank them for
Yes.
the service and
I
taking the
did.
time to do the work to hire.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next appointment is for EDC. Dave Flagg has offered to serve as a member of EDC. So I think he'd be an awesome addition to
Yep.
that board.
That was very good, guy.
So I guess I will make the motion to appoint Dave Flagg to EDC.
Second.
Any discussion?
He'll be very.
Does that bring the board up? Full?
Yeah, well, yeah, well, no.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, he's a good addition.
Yeah, he's a great addition. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Let's see. Marge DeBold had sent me a letter back in December asking me to find a replacement for her for the NEAC, which she's served on for a very, very long time. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's the Nuclear Energy Advisory Council. They meet 4 times a year in Waterford. And we've been looking for a volunteer, and Ed Munster has graciously offered to sit on that board. So I need to make a motion to accept Ed to take Marge's position. And Marge will spend the
Can I get one
time.
here, please? Just need about a half hour or so. I'll make a motion to appoint Ed to that committee.
Discussion?
No?
All in favor? Aye. All right, moving right along. We have for Planning and Zoning Commission, there's an alternate position that is available to be filled, and Chip Frey has graciously accepted that position to serve as alternate. So I will make a motion to appoint him to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Any discussion?
Yeah, that was a seat, that's a recommendation by the
Haddam Town Committee,
Republican
Republican Town Committee.
to replace the Republican.
Yes.
Well, he also, Chip's a great guy too.
Chip is a really, really great guy.
Lucky to have him.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and last but not least, Ed Waller, we had appointed him to take the position that was emptied to go to a full position on, let's see, oh no, that was for Ed, sorry, reading ahead. Ed did that, that's what freed up for Chip, sorry. Neil. There is an alternate position that is open for Zoning Board of Appeals, and Neil Perrin has also graciously offered his time to sit on that board. And that also comes as a recommendation from the Haddam Republican Town Committee. So I will make a motion to place Neil. Any discussion?
Yes, but that was a position vacated by a Republican seat, correct?
Yeah.
That's great.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Tax refunds. Okay, so I maybe should have done this a correction to the minutes, but it is a correction. I did this wrong, I apologize. At the last Board of Selectmen meeting, there was an error in the amount that was due for a refund. So we had proposed a motor vehicle refund to Hyundai Leasing Title for $149.98, and that correct amount is $448.77. So that paperwork is being corrected by the tax collector. I should have that for the next meeting, so we need to amend the minutes that we're going to rescind one of the refunds to Hyundai Lease Titling for $149.98.
We're gonna do it now, or
Well,
you don't have
I want to,
documentation to do it now?
I want to take it off, or unless you want to do it all at once, I just thought we'd get it. I prefer just let's get it off and then we'll do the new one when it's ready. So,
So that's not really an amendment of the minute, we gotta have to.
I think we do need to vote on it,
We gotta
so.
vote to take it off.
We have to
Right.
vote to rescind the
That's
tax refund,
Yeah.
and we'll give another refund.
Right.
I'll make a motion that we rescinding the tax refund previously approved to Hyundai Finance, the amount of.
$149.98.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So we'll get that taken care of. All right, so now we have some new refunds. And this one is for real estate, for Carol and Robert Johnson, an amount of $12.79. And the only other one we have is for other motor vehicle supplement. It is for Robert Gracia, and it was for $59.73.
Make that motion to approve those refunds.
Okay.
I should speak louder, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Mumbles.
I will make a motion to approve those refunds.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Anyone have any old business?
No.
Okay. New business. This is a letter to the Secretary Benjamin Barnes, who I just saw speak last week. Impressed me over the state's economics. State.
Matthews, welcome.
Office of Policy and Management, the reval is completed for the town of Haddam, so we need to submit this letter. Purpose of this letter is to provide you a written notification of the implementation of the revaluation in accordance with the Connecticut General Statute, Section 12-61 D1. The town of Haddam has completed and implemented a revaluation for the October 1st grand list. So I need to vote on this, that I can sign this letter and send it in so that we are in compliance.
I'll make a motion that you sign that letter and move forward.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Public comments?
Yes.
Yes.
The motion.
Can't hear you, Mr. Bowles.
Yeah, we're mumbling.
I'm mumbling? Me?
Yes.
The letter that you just talked about, make sure that you date it October 1, 2015. I know that's probably what you did, but you didn't say. So that's the only thing I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bowles.
You're welcome.
Mr. McGarry?
The Haddam Fire Department submitted a letter to the board or to the town for evaluation of the bids we received for the tanker 16 refurbishment. Has that been received?
No, when did you submit it?
It was emailed Monday.
Alice is on vacation. I will find out why I did not receive it. But my answer would be that would be the answer. But I have not received it. I will look into that tomorrow. Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
I looked up the charter, it's section 9-5, expenditures and accounting. It's under letter F. Some legalese before competitive bidding procedures shall be used on all purchased items costing in excess of $2,500. Also related to the charter, at the town meeting, Ed brought it up that the charter says for the annual town meeting that commission chairperson should attend and or have a designated person attend. At the town meeting, I think I saw the Board of Finance chair. That was the only person. No one even really, I didn't know about it until I had mentioned it. I researched after, but the charter says for the annual town meeting that a commission chair or a designated person needs to attend. Just want to point that out to everybody, that really wasn't followed per the charter.
Anyone else? No?
I was just gonna say,
Yes.
all these people are volunteers, and while that might be what the charter says they should do, that's really their, it's really up to them. And obviously, if the charter says they should, then hopefully people will follow the charter, but that is not something that there's any opportunity to enforce, except if you want to unelect some of these people.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I speak again? Can I speak again to that?
As long as it's not going to get into a banter back and forth. If you have a comment to make, I'm happy to hear it. Otherwise, I mean, I've already been FOI'd by Melissa Schlag for your information according to a safety concern at the firehouse for fixing lights with the grant. So if anyone else has any other questions, you can come see me or email me directly, I'm more than happy to answer.
One, I have nothing to know about that FOI.
I
So
didn't
you
say you did,
you're-
I'm just
when you
making
said
a
you're,
statement.
said I got an FOI, I think it was just like about your,
Well,
so
you're
it's seeing, and
questioning,
you're looking at me saying
you're
your,
questioning the
so.
same thing. So the point is, safety issue at the firehouse, it got taken care of, end of story. Any other questions or comments?
Just a concern that the bid process isn't being followed. It can look like there's favoritism. I'm not saying that there's favoritism, but when you start not doing that, it can come across that procedures aren't being followed
Okay,
properly.
thank you for your comment.
And the annual meeting could have gotten postponed if everybody wasn't there. I thought the charter is kind of black and white. You have to follow the charter. I didn't know it was one of those things where I can kind of decide what I want to do with the charter. So I thought if the charter says chair people have to be there, then maybe you should have postponed it or.
All right, we're not, like I
Well,
said,
we have a charter revision commission, some of
Yeah.
those things are coming up. I mean, some of those things are archaic, this day and age with a lot of postings and minutes and things like that. Sometimes maybe when that was done, the only time anyone would ever get a chance to talk to the chair of the P and Z would be at that meeting. But now we have meetings are posted, minutes are posted, and those things. So again, we have a lot of people who volunteer a lot of time, and they don't get paid for it. Maybe more people should attend annual town meetings, maybe people should ask questions, but the ones I've been to, no one has a question for the chair of the P and Z or in the wetlands or anything like that, so. Any chance, I guess you could try to require them to go, and if they don't go, what are you gonna do?
hit them
Throw them
double.
out, you can't. I don't know what you do.
Hit them
Cut
double.
this out,
Hmm?
cut this out.
Yes,
Cut that.
I will go, you can cut your salary. Yes,
So Sean, are you saying that I could pick and choose the law I want to follow until it's changed?
I can pick and choose which comments I respond to.
Right?
okay,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
any discussion? And we're done, have a good night.
Okay.
All in favor?